We carry on conversations in between the segments here. We've been off for about 5 minutes, and one of the things apparently I did not know myself, and I mentioned you're taking pictures of new properties or new construction. That is true, but you're taking a lot of other pictures. Pictures of every piece of property?
Well, a lot of the towns at this point are, yes, have purchased cameras and are having photos of every piece of property, every improved parcel.
And they're
and a lot of them that are unimproved.
Yep. Yeah, just straight land. If there's a lot, a vacant lot sold, and they're going to, they have a picture of it, so they know what they're talking about. They can, if you go in to argue or talk or just discuss, they can take out the picture and see what you're talking about. Exactly.
Right.
All right. Some figures that maybe you could tell us that I don't know enough to ask you about. Like you mentioned something comparison 78 to 90 and 92. How things have changed, Jim.
Well,
Number of parcels.
Right. In 1978, this information I had put together for one of our legislative meetings. We had 26,099 parcels in Clinton County, and this year we're slightly over 33,000, I believe.
That's over 20%.
And our assessed value at the time we did the update, our total assessed value was 792 million. And then in 1990, when we did the update, would have been, we did one in 86, but in 1990 we were at 3.8 billion, and this year in 93 we went over $4 billion dollars in assessed value.
Now, when you count parcels then and now, that's easy. When you take assessed valuation then and now, it's different because they were under assessed then. So we haven't increased 4 times. They have in the figures.
No, these were the full value figures in.
Oh,
70,
they were.
78.
I beg your pardon. They were the full value figures in 70. All right.
And we have, because if you, I can remember at the time of the initial 78 update, we were looking at $300. I'll just use tillable land. We were looking at building lots of, in some areas, of less than $1,000. And now we're looking in those same areas 5 and 6, and in some cases, I think in the original update we were probably looking at $11,000 for a lot in the city of Plattsburgh, and today it's nothing to have a residential lot be 45 or 50,000.
All right, let's take a. I haven't asked you a tough question yet. Now this you don't have to answer; it's an opinion. All right.
Okay.
Opinions I ask once in a while. You and I each make $40,000. That's all the income we have. Our wives don't work, we each make $40,000. And I don't have any kids, and neither do you. No children. And I decide that I want a nice house to live in, $100,000 house. And I skimped and saved, and I got to drive an old car. But you, on the other hand, you say, I don't need all that. I'm gone a lot, so you build a $40,000 house. Let's say $50,000 house, and you got a new car every year. Does it seem right to you, it never has to me, I'll tell you, that I should pay twice the taxes that you do to keep my community? We both have the same size lot. We both make the same income. We both use all the uses in the county. And I'm going to pay twice as much taxes as you because I want to live in a nicer house than you do. Does that seem reasonable to you? They should judge it on a house?
No.
Okay. That's all you want to say?
No.
All right.
It's a system, so then I want you to pay 2.5 times as much as me, because that's the system that we have in place. The argument, and I think it's a legitimate argument, that through property tax, we call it regressive, it's archaic, we're basically penalized for our being ambitious. And no, I don't think that's fair. But as long as that's the system that's in place, and our standard is going to be the market value of property, and I don't believe it's ever going to change. Our dependence on the property tax has gone in 1980 from $8 billion in New York State to this last year somewhere around $28 billion. So you can see the ever increasing burden of the property tax, and there seems to be no means of changing from it. There's been proposals, but nothing happens with them.
See, at one time, people thought that the biggest thing in the world you could own was property, and it was a very important. And some of them that was. But now, if that property is important to you because you want to live in your house instead of your car, or something else, you've got to pay through the nose because of the house. While if you go out and use your money for everything else, go to Morocco or anywhere else you want to go, none of that's going to be taken into consideration. Just the house we live in.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, is a problem today.
Right.
Right.
The system says that
Yep.
we do not judge who lives there and their ability or inability to pay.
Now,
Only that we assess that property based on a standard that's uniform.
Now, if we, on the other hand, each inherited our house
Mhm.
from our fathers, who each built it for $40,000,
Mhm.
but mine happens to be in the lake, and yours happens to be in Moores or where you live now, I could be paying 5 times what you pay.
Right.
Correct? And I don't want to sell it. Remember, I don't want to sell it, and I may not have the money even to keep it going. That's what's happening today, correct?
It's a terrible problem.
It is a problem on the lake.
The only thing that we can say, not in defense of the system, the only thing I think in defense of Clinton County is that our legislators had the foresight to go to a standard of 100%. And you asked me earlier how many parcels did we have that go to public auction, and I told you I think it'd be big on any year to have 50 parcels. And when I talk to our neighboring counties and counties throughout the state, their number's far greater. So I think the equity in the distribution of taxes, that we're paying a proportionate to our ability to pay. Otherwise, I don't think too many people who live in the who make $40,000 a year, live in the $250,000 homes. So those who live in those type of homes have the ability to pay. And
I don't agree with that completely.
not entirely, but I'm saying on average, most people live in a home comparable to their income bracket, and they have the ability to pay. The other thing I think, and I can't prove this, but I think proportionately that we're probably not paying any greater percentage of our taxes than what was paid in the past.
That's possible. Percentage-wise, you mean? That's
Yes.
very possible.
Right.
All right. Just the wrong people are paying them. All right. Just want to tell you what. 3 minutes we got. Just one thing. This is not his responsibility. Just an opinion we got because he knows so much about assessments, real estate, and so forth. We got 3 minutes. That's 2 hours we've been here at the Real Property Office. Jim, thank you very, very much for your courtesies and your employees, and you got a well-run office. Happy office?
Yeah, I think it's happy, yeah. I know it is, yeah. Great bunch of people. We're very fortunate.
Okay. So what's coming up new? Anything new here that we should know about other than that?
No, just technology.
Yeah.
That new technology is going to force us to take a different look at where we're going and how we're going. We're going to get there. And
when you see Jim on the street, tell him you saw him on TV. Good luck with his basketball team. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Doing well?
Yeah, we're really doing well.
Are you tough on those girls?
Yes.
You're tough.
Yeah.
What? Are you boss? Should be.
I run right with them.
You run with them. It helps the waistline, right?
Yeah.
It does help the waistline when we do that. That's what I like to do.
I think Calvin just fell over.
He just lost his credibility.
Okay. Jim, that's it. Thank you very, very much. You're watching Hometown Cable, and if you're not already a patron, please become a patron. Help Hometown Cable to stay on the air like it is, and continue to bring you these programs. This is another one of our county shows. We wanted to show on the various county offices, and it's a very busy, very important county office. You may not always like the bills that come from here, but it's what keeps the county and the schools and the various places operating. Say hello to the family, Jim. And your mom, especially.
Well, thank you.
Hometown Cable, Bob Venn, Calvin Castine. What's going on here? And we hope you've enjoyed the program. And if you haven't seen it all, tune in a little later today. It'll be on again.